Hello everyone, I'm STJ, welcome back to the channel, and today's video I'm doing something a bit different. I am going over the brand new 2025 Indycar schedule that has been released, and at first glance to most, this might seem like a pretty normal IndyCar schedule, not all that wrong with it, but how I'm seeing things, there's actually quite a bit wrong with it, and it's not easy to explain. There's a lot I have to go over for my reasoning, but that's why I made this video, to go over the IndyCar schedule and see how we can fix it, in my eyes. So, first order of business is what's on the schedule. So, Streets of St. Petersburg has this season opener as usual, March 2nd. I think that's a pretty good date to put on as the season opener. You have the lead-in for the Daytona 500 the weekend before, or I think it's the weekend before. I haven't checked the NASCAR schedule. And actually, no, NASCAR hasn't even released their 2025 schedule. What am I saying? Um, but 3 weeks after, you then have the Thermal Club, and notice how there's nothing saying it is an exhibition-only event. That's because IndyCar has changed the race to a points-paying event. There's going to be a lot of back and forth on that front, because I know how divisive the $1 Million Challenge at the Thermal Club was last year. For me, I don't hate it becoming a points-paying event. I just kind of don't like it, because I thought the original idea was honestly okay because I understood what it was trying to be, but that's for another time. 3 weeks after that, you have the Long Beach Grand Prix, one of the Crown Jewel IndyCar events. But then it's another 3 week break to Barber Motorsports Park in Alabama. The week after that, you then have the IMS Road Course, and then, of course, the Indy 500 on Memorial Day weekend. June 1st, you have the Streets of Detroit. A couple weeks later, you have Worldwide Technology Raceway in Madison, Illinois. The week after that, Road America. Once again, a great road course. I like that track a lot. Then a couple weeks later, starting in July, you notice that it starts a 4 week stretch of races. And I don't think IndyCar has ever done that before, at least in my recent memory. That's new. And I think I know why. Notice how the schedule towards the end is ending in August. Not September, August. I don't agree with that move one bit, because I know that Fox, that can help with the marketing side. Like, I think IndyCar and NBC, although NBC coverage of the actual races was good, the marketing side was just bad. You barely saw any advertising for the actual races. And then now you have Fox already on fans' bad side because of how terrible they've been with NASCAR coverage as of late. I hate Fox's NASCAR coverage. They absolutely suck when it comes to camera angles, how many commercials they put on, which is way too many. And now they're crowding up the schedule to end in August because of football. Yeah, every race is going to be on network television, thanks to all the races being on the actual Fox, not FS1. But the overcrowdedness is just ridiculous. So, back to the schedule before we actually figure out where to end the season, or when to end the season, I mean. Mid-Ohio, and then the Iowa doubleheader. July 20th, the Streets of Toronto. The week after that, you have Laguna Seca, starting the West Coast swing. A couple weeks after that, you then go to Portland. August 24th, you have the Milwaukee Mile. And then August 31st, you have a finale at Nashville Superspeedway, which um, Nashville still hasn't done their race for IndyCar in 2024 yet. That's going to also be the season finale this year. I hope that it puts on some great racing so I can keep calling Nashville the ideal finale track, because I actually think that Nashville could be a great place to end the season on multiple factors, and we'll talk about that not right now, but when we go over what changes I would make to the calendar. I just think it could be a good place. So, the first thing I would change, the 3-week gaps. We do not need this many 3-week gaps. The season's going to be way too spaced out at the beginning. It's going to turn a lot of fans off. And another thing I'm noticing about the schedule is Texas still isn't on the calendar. And as you know, there was the whole saga in 2024 this year, that Texas isn't going to be on the calendar because NBC and NASCAR played scheduling politics, and now we don't have Texas. None of that is on IndyCar's fault. I know some don't want to believe that, but it's true. None of this is on IndyCar. It was all NBC and NASCAR with scheduling politics when it came to the Olympics and a whole bunch of other stuff. Very the reasons why Texas got screwed out of an IndyCar date. But still not on the calendar for this year, or 2025, I mean. I don't know why that is. I can't figure out why. But if there's one thing I would change, is that we would push the Thermal Club date back to March 30th, and then slot a Texas race on March 16th. I know this isn't supposed to be like a dream IndyCar schedule video. I'm not going to try to change too much to not make it look that way. That idea I'd probably say for another video, but for the first month, that's what I would do. March 2nd, St. Petersburg. March 16th, Texas. March 30th, the Thermal Club. And change the Thermal Club to a money-only exhibition event, because I think that's probably the only way to make that race work. That way, we don't have a 3-week break entering Long Beach. It would only be 2 weeks. That would be a good sign. And then for Barber in Alabama, I would actually push it to April 30th and reserve May just for and only for Indianapolis. Make it a true month of May. I know there's going to be some arguing about that, like, depending on scheduling, but I think that's what it should be. Just the month of May for Indianapolis. I really like the downtown Detroit scenery when it comes to their brand new street course there, but the actual track itself, I just don't really like. We know this year's race fair was an absolute wreck fest, and then most fans, honestly, I don't know about most fans, just some fans just don't really like how, I guess, bland the layout is. If I could do anything, I would give the race back to Belle Isle, but we know that's not going to happen. Detroit isn't going to allow that. If anything, we should try to give the Michigan race in Detroit back to Michigan International Speedway and host it on an oval. I know that's going to be a lot of talk when it comes to probably safety, but with the IR18, how safe the cars have been and how it made in some ways passing a bit harder but still keeping the race entertaining, it would actually help to bring back Michigan. But for the sake of this, not being a Dream IndyCar Schedule video, I'm going to keep the race for now on the streets of Detroit. The real talking point here, though, afterward, is going to be a bit complicated, so what I'm going to do is pull up Google Earth right here and show you, I guess, a map, if you will. So, as you can see here, here is the Midwest Prime IndyCar territory. I say for after the streets of Detroit, instead of hopping across Indiana and going all the way down here to Madison, Illinois for Worldwide Technology Raceway, I think we should instead go to Mid-Ohio first, because when I tried to rearrange the schedule, I wanted to keep it in a way to where it could keep travel costs down. And we know there's a lot of talk about today's racing keeping costs down. We know Honda might leave IndyCar after 2026 because it costs too much, according to them, for engines. But for the teams themselves, I think it would save them some money, and maybe attract more if we keep travel costs down and go to Ohio first before Worldwide Technology Raceway. And then after that, we would hop across Indiana this time for Worldwide Technology Raceway. Then we can go up here to Iowa for the Iowa doubleheader. And to be honest, I'm kind of divided on the idea of the Iowa doubleheader, because I think for some tracks a doubleheader could work. I know Hy-Vee, the Iowa Speedway doubleheader sponsor, has done a lot to make the doubleheader a success, and I think they've done a good job. It's just that there's so much talk about bringing back some oval tracks that I don't know if now's the time to be holding a doubleheader. But for now, I think the idea works. I'm going to keep the Iowa doubleheader. But after that, I would go to Road America after that. And then we can head on over across the border to the streets of Toronto for that race. And then we can, after some flying time, we would, because Toronto is in the far north, to cut down a bit on costs, I would say instead of going to Laguna Seca first, I would head to Portland for the Portland race, and then we would go to Laguna Seca in California. Sorry, I'm sorry if I'm pausing a lot, stuttering a lot. It's just it's a lot of talking, and I'm trying to do this all unscripted because I want to be original and just trying something different. But after California, that's when we would move back to the Midwest to Wisconsin for the Milwaukee Mile, and then we'll go to Tennessee for the Nashville finale. So that would be my ideal IndyCar schedule for now. I know there's a lot that other people want to do, like throwing in more ovals to make IndyCar schedule better, but the point is how can we fix the current schedule? Again, not a dream IndyCar schedule. That's for another video probably. But the main topic I want to end the video off with is, why do we feel the need to end the IndyCar season so early? And I know everyone's going to be talking about, oh, football is going to get in the way. That's going to take away ratings. Football, football. Well, first of all, football isn't why IndyCar's ratings are still going down anyway in the middle of the year. So why we're so scared of football ratings anyway to begin with, I have no clue. And also, if you're that scared of football ratings getting in the way, then why don't we hold the races towards the end of the year on a Saturday? So we can avoid Sunday football. And not to mention, we can actually use football ratings to our advantage. As we've seen this year for the Miami Grand Prix, they've gotten a boost in TV ratings thanks to starting right after an NBA playoff game. So my idea would be this: end the season in early to mid-October, and for the Nashville Superspeedway finale, we will hold it at night. It will be live on Fox after they're done with their football broadcasts. And we know Fox won't be hosting Sunday Night Football anyway because that's NBC's job. So we can carry that football momentum into the next race just like Miami used NBA playoff momentum. And that would give more room in between races in July, so we won't have to stress teams out as much when it comes to traveling for this many races. And also, just look at the gap between Toronto and Laguna Seca. Only 1 week to travel all the way across the continent. So we need some schedule spacing not only for that, but to also keep the schedule like rolling, not have like such an off-season burnout, or I don't know if burnout's the right word, but have so much weight during the off-season. We can prevent a lot of that if we just keep the schedule long enough to last into October. The off-season won't be as long. Fans will not be as, I guess, depressed during the off-season. And there you have it. That is pretty much how I would fix the 2025 IndyCar schedule. If you have any thoughts or any critiques you want to leave down in the comments below, feel free to do so, because I know this is a lot that I had to talk about today. Thank you for sticking around. If you support this kind of content, please like and subscribe. It means a lot. And I will see you all in the next one.